Hey, Rams, Eagles. Let's talk about it. Do the Eagles own the Rams? Let's get into it. And welcome back to the Down South Philly show, powered by the Sports Lounge Media. How we feeling today? Um, Don will join us a little earlier. I'm your co-host DP. We got a lot to talk about today. So obviously you here because I told you we was gonna preview the Rams and the Eagles. But before we get into that, we got to talk about some news around the league. So I don't know what's in the water, but it's a few quarterbacks that got nicked up in this past week. So when you think about Joe Burrow, who has a major turf toe injury, he got to have surgery on it. It's looking like he's gonna miss about 3 months of the season, which potentially ends the season for the Bengals. I think the best that they can hope for is maybe a wild card berth, but realistically speaking, when we look at the landscape of the AFC, you just don't see him as a player anymore. Now it's always possible that they can get a wild card spot, but let's just say, all right, let's go through all the divisions starting with this. So the AFC North, you got the Ravens. I had them winning the division anyway. With a Joe Burrow, the Bengals were a wild card team. And the Steelers. So maybe this opens up a potential playoff berth for the Steelers. But then you go to the AFC West. The Chargers are leading the division right now, but right now they're looking like the best team in the division. Um, Conventional wisdom tells me that the Kansas City Chiefs are gonna have something to say about that division. But even if they don't, they're 0-2 right now. So let's just say it holds. Maybe they are a threat for a wild card spot. Then we go over to the AFC East. The Bills, they got that. They got the AFC East on lock. So the Jets, I really don't have much faith in the Jets, but maybe they can push for a wild card spot. But my point is, because the Bengals no longer have their quarterback, um, this essentially ends their season, at least for a Super Bowl contention. Now they can still make the playoffs, but I don't think that we can take them serious as a Super Bowl contender if you did, looking at that defense. So Burrow's out for 3 months. Now we go to Jaden Daniels. He got a little nicked up. Um, I remember looking at, the play of him running away from Micah and getting popped on the knee by the DB. He got a PCL sprain. Not quite as serious. He's actually listed as day to day, so it's possible he could play this Sunday. Even though hobbled, he might play. But even if he doesn't, it doesn't look like he'll be out more than a game or two potentially. Um, JJ McCarthy, he might be out for a month or two. That I mean, I don't know. I still don't know how good or bad the Vikings are. I'm not really impressed. They have all the weapons around McCarthy to at least threaten for a wild card spot. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see what that means. Um, there was two more quarterbacks that got hurt, I think. I'm kind of drawing a blank on them right now, but those are the big three that I could think of, like right off the top. Um, with the biggest one being Joe Burrow. We already, talked about the landscape of the AFC and what that could potentially mean for them. But Eagles news. Let's talk about. So, just to put a bow on the Kansas City game. So we go to Kansas City. We already know the storylines about the Chiefs and them wanting revenge. We beat them 2 times in a row. Um, they got a bad taste in their mouth from the Super Bowl. They didn't want to go 0-2. So it was a lot of things that they were at home. So it was a lot of reasons for them to come out and play us hard. And ultimately, it was a hard fought game. You look deep into or the start of the fourth quarter, and it's like 10, it's 10, it's 13-10, I think. So it was a good game. Offensively, the Eagles didn't do much. Um, play, play calling definitely left something to be desired on the offensive side of the ball, but defense looked good. Defense looked damn good. And I don't think as an Eagles fan you can come away from that game and not be satisfied with what you saw defensively. Obviously, offense just got to get better. Offense got to get better. Um, we got a bunch of Eagles fans. There you go. Was good.
What's going on?
Hey, I wanted to put a bow on the Kansas City game. So obviously we made a video kind of recapping that game, but it's a little bit more to cover before we turn the page on that one. Obviously, I was just going over how the offense looked and they left something to be desired, right? So, but defensively, you got to feel pretty good. They held a good offensive team. Yeah, they were without two of their top weapons. But still, to be able to hold Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid to under 20 points, or 20, what did they have? 20? No, they had 17.
17.
Yeah, we held them under 20 points. So to be able to hold an Andy Reid led team, a Patrick Mahomes led team under 20 points, that's some that ain't no small time stuff. So it's something to build on. I'm glad that we got Vic Fangio and we didn't have to start over at the coordinator position on both sides of the ball, because I think we probably would have been screwed. It would have been another 23 if we didn't, have what we had, at least on the defensive side of the ball. Um, did you have any additional thoughts about the Kansas City game before we turn the page on that?
Nah. Just the obvious. We already knew that. We already know that. What we seen from the first two games. We need the offense gonna have to tighten up, but we also knew going into both of those games it was gonna be growing pains. So
Mm-hmm.
I know like a lot of fans gonna go to the extreme, crashing out on Kevin Patullo, Hurt Sirianni or whatever. But like I said, we already was going into the season knowing it was gonna be some growing pains, and then once we start having those growing pains, people act like they forgot that they already knew it was gonna be growing pains. They wanted to be to the level that they wanted to be. Yeah, I knew it was gonna have growing pains, but not like this. Nah, you don't get to pick and you don't get to pick and choose on like what it's gonna look like. Just know it's gonna be growing pains.
Facts.
I want the offense to get better, just like I want, like y'all want the offense to get better. But I do have an understanding of what's going on. Um, and just to throw this out there, I think the offense will get better as the season goes. But depending on how this season go, after the season, we might just know that we need to always keep an experienced offensive coordinator and stop promoting people. You know what I'm saying? Not that we didn't have these problems last year with
Kellen
what's his
Moore.
name, Kellen Moore. Um, so that's that defense. Fangio, veteran coach right there. Uh, I seen somebody say, what did it say? He was talking about Fangio. It said something like, would you like to talk to our Lord and Savior Vic Fangio? Ah. Hey, but anyway, Oh, no, yeah, it said, "Would you like to talk about our Lord and Savior, Vic Fangio?" That's what it said. but but yeah, so we know what we're gonna get with Fangio. Defense gonna keep getting better. And between the offense working on getting better and Fangio doing his thing with the defense, they're gonna have to hold us in the road until we get this thing flying how we want it to fly.
Mhm.
Right now we got a little turbulence, you know what I'm saying? A little dust on the wings, you feel me? But I feel like we'll get it figured out. This gonna be a good game for us coming up against the Rams to get some of that straightened out. We usually no matter how bad you think we might have looked the week prior in a W, usually the bigger the game, the more we step up. And as it started getting to like week 4 and 5, I expect us to be able to make some real changes just because we got more stuff to go off of. So the more games we play, the more we'll have opportunities to make change. So I think we'll be straight.
Yeah.
Oh, let me say
Uh-uh.
this one last thing, and I forgot to say this. I might have said it at the end of the stream, or I might have said it on another stream, but I think I might have said it on another stream. But anyway, shout out to Jake Elliott, man. Shout out
Jake
to
the mate.
hey Jake the Make being on, man. Ain't nobody talking about him. I think I said it at the very end of that stream, or like I said, well, on another stream, but I meant to say something about it when we was talking about the game. But shout out to Jake the Make. He been on fire so far this year. Last year, you know what I'm saying? He was looking a little Rocky Balboa, but right now, you know what I'm saying? He on. He making everything distance. They penalty, put him back 5 yards. My boy Jake said no problem. You know what I'm saying? Still kicked it. So shout out to Jake Elliott, aka Jake the Make.
Yeah, you hit that one on the head. The praise got to be just as loud as the disrespect, because we was ready. It was a
Yeah,
lot of
for
Eagles
sure.
fans ready to throw him away after that stretch.
Hmm.
So for him to come out and be clutching both games, and not even both games. So we got to go back to the playoff run. So I think since the NFC Championship, he kind of flipped the switch and kind of remember who he was. I
Yeah,
don't know if he got back centered or started meditating. Whatever he did, it worked.
right.
And now he back to the Jake to make that we remember. But I've been watching a lot of the media since our game, and one thing that keeps on popping up is the daggone tush push, the
Oh, we knew
QB
that.
sneak, the brotherly shove. So now they saying without a doubt is going to get banned at the end of the year. Um, we ran it too much. Some people even say without the tush push, we wouldn't have beat Kansas City. I don't know how logically that makes sense, because at the end of the day, it's only 1 or 2 yards that we're getting with it. So for you to say that it's crazy, but we saw them try everything from jumping offside, smacking the ball, coming over the top. um, Give me your thoughts on like the current state of the play itself, and how you feel about. I mean, we already know we've been through this all off season about it potentially being banned, but now that they're crying about it, does it change your mind? And does it make you want to do it more, or how you feel about it in general? This whole situation.
Yeah, it kind of made me want to do it more. Like just start the first playoff for the game, line up and damn QB sneak point, and then right after we get it, eat a dick, go bird. First play of the game, goddamn. We wasting it down just to goddamn make a point. Hey, but look, now on the real, I knew like right after that, especially like as soon as I heard one thing about it, I was like, oh yeah, this about to be something. And then the fact that the announcers, what really made it something was like Tom Brady and old boy saying something during the game. That's what really made it stand out. And then everybody was like, yeah, yeah. All the people that's in the media at home, like, oh, there's something to talk about tomorrow. And
Uh-huh.
then Kansas City fans who just got beat, of course, they hyping it up. They're gonna be sharing it, whatever somebody's saying. So Um, and like you said, they want to make it seem like some people want to make it seem like that's the only reason why we won the game, bro. They couldn't even they barely got that 17, and we wouldn't have
Mhm.
busted coverage like on the same play basically twice, and they hit it the second time. They probably wouldn't even have got 17, maybe 13. Maybe they would have got in field goal range again, but they really probably should have ended that game with 10. We should have ran out the clock 20-10, but um and like you said, we were only getting the yard with the play. So regardless of if it kept the drive going or not, you still got the rest of the field and three downs to stop
What
us.
about
So
what about the other 9 yards?
yes, yeah, exactly. So you still we got to get all the way down to the we didn't tush push all the way. I don't even use the word tush, but we didn't QB sneak all the way down to a doggone the goal line. Something had to be going on. What was your defense? We had 20 points, and we did not QB sneak our way to 20 points. Um, but anyway, yeah, people just it's at a point now where people just want it banned. So any little thing they could, shine some light on, they gonna, shine some light on. I'm not, and if it do get banned at the end of the season, I ain't tripping on that because we got it for the rest of the season. Um, what I am tripping on a little bit is I know now they gonna be looking to call anything. As soon as we line up in the formation, they probably gonna be calling offsides on the offense or false start on the offense, and it's gonna be a situation where we gonna have to probably like do something different. We need to be coming up with something else right now.
Mhm.
Just to whenever we get in short, and which we do anyway, because there's a lot of times we get in short yard situation, we just hit AJ with a bomb or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So we always got that in our back pocket. They ain't stopped that yet either.
Hmm.
That's like a doggone long tush push. You know what I'm saying? Long tush push to AJ. You know what I'm saying? They ain't stopped that all last season. I didn't see us get stopped on a deep ball to AJ on doggone third and fourth and short. So we do got that in our bag, and it's a lot of stuff you can do off that. Because if they see the bum coming, you just have them run another route, and they think he going deep. So boom, first down. So I think we'll be straight either way. Yeah, but like I said, the only thing that kind of probably worried me about it is I think they gonna try to like, because like whenever a new rule get implemented and they be calling it just for any little thing. Like when they first was doing, you couldn't hit the quarterback. Man, you barely breathe on the quarterback. I mean, you couldn't fall on the quarterback. They was
Or
calling that
slamming
left and
downfield. They was
they
killing
was
us with that.
yeah, they was calling it like crazy. Now you see quarterbacks get smashed. They really just went back to calling if they like the quarterback or not. You know what I'm saying? At first they was calling it on everybody. Now they kind of just like
Mhm.
uh, backup quarterback for the Browns. Nah, we ain't calling it. But so I think it's gonna be one of those things where now the officials in the league gonna be looking at it, and then like probably for the first few games, probably starting in the Rams game, they're gonna be trying to make a point about calling something crazy. So we just got to keep an eye out for that. But regardless, I know people think we like just straight up like I don't even think people think we winning because of that. That's just their way of like trying to throw some dirt on us. Like
Mhm.
y'all only winning because of then
They
when we
gotta say
don't use.
something.
Yeah, that's just like something they could use. Like you know what I'm saying because they hating. So, but and even if there was the case, I'm the type of person. If that was the reason why we was winning, I don't give a. We winning. Like people act like that's a
Stop it.
doggone. Yeah, people act like like that's something
Ain't hurt
crazy.
my
Like,
feelings.
yeah, it ain't hurt my feelings. Like, bruh, I ain't mad. Yeah, we could
Yeah.
do it for 99 yards. I line up. Yeah, dickhead.
But nah, to your point, yeah, I think it's overblown, and it probably will get banned at the end of the season. But so be it. We didn't got all our use out of it, and it's kind of like some low key bragging rights to be able to do something so good that they had to take it out the NFL to keep you from getting off from it. So I mean,
Mhm.
it kind of is, especially if we do end up going on a run or maybe even repeating, a Super Bowl appearance, we're gonna have it on display, especially if it's potentially the last time you're gonna see it. So I say run it till the wheels fall off. I
Hmm.
don't care about it being sexy. I don't care about it being good for football. It's good for converting first downs and touchdowns. That's all I know.
All I know was chill. Hey, what the business is? Can't ban the tush push.
Nah, but that's all I had on that one. Just to close the chapter on that, because that's all I've been seeing
Right.
is some tush push this, tush push that. So we, like you said, they already wanted to ban it before the season started.
Hmm.
So this
Yep.
ain't gonna do nothing but add fuel to the fire.
Yeah,
And the
they'll get it
more
up out of
the
there.
more it benefits, the only way I see it not being banned is if somehow somebody figure out how to stop it. If somebody figure out how to stop, if the Rams come out and stop it, and like maybe two, 3 times, and then other teams are able to duplicate the same thing that they did, and it just ain't as effective as it used to be, so be it. And now that I think about it, it still might get banned just because it did work for us. But who knows, man? Like I said, we're gonna run it till the wheels fall off, and hopefully we run it 3 times on the Rams, because they was one of them. They was one of them teams that voted against it.
Yeah, we got business to handle. And they've been talking all season anyway. We gotta smash them just cause that.
They
For
ain't
real.
sta- they been talking since they season ended. Since
Yep.
they season ended.
Since they season.
But now we gonna get into the preview after a word from my sponsors. Introducing Black Diamond Concentrate from Diamond Collection, a premium mineral supplement crafted to elevate your hydration experience. Formulated with no dyes, sweeteners, or artificial flavors, Black Diamond Concentrate is 100% natural. Just 2 dropfuls added to a 16.9-ounce bottle of water can transform the way you hydrate. Order today at poweredbytmb.com and use code DSP at checkout to receive a 20% discount. That's code DSP. All right, let's get back to the show. Welcome back. Welcome back. So this is what y'all came to see. A preview, Eagles, Rams. As you can remember, we first faced off. It seemed like, first of all, it seemed like the Rams is in our division. It's like a handful of teams that we play every year. So when you got who we gonna play every year? The Rams. We gonna play the
Green
Packers.
Bay,
We gonna
Kansas
play
City.
the Chiefs. Um, we play. It feel like we play the Vikings every other year.
I was just about to say that. It
Um,
it was a minute where we was playing the Vikings a lot, and then
every
they
year.
kind of yeah, it was a minute where we was playing the Vikings a lot, and then they kind of been gone for like a season or two, but now they back.
Mm-hmm. But the Rams is one of those teams that it just seemed like, for whatever reason, for one, they're a good team, but it just seemed like they always end up on that schedule, and it's been like that since really 2017 that I noticed, and it could have been before that, but I just noticed, like, ever since 2017, that Super Bowl year, they kind of been on our schedule, if not every year, every other year. But the first time we play them in LA, we beat the dog draws off of them. They can't stop Saquon. Saquon go for record numbers on them. Then we see him again in the playoffs in the snow, which did help them. I repeat, the snow did help the
Them.
Rams more than it did us. If it wasn't for the snow, it would have been a repeat of what we saw in the first matchup, because they still couldn't stop the run. Would you think it was gonna get? It was gonna change. We so we beat them again, but that was the closest they came to beating us. So, they had the famous drive where time was running down. Jalen Carter make 2 back-to-back plays that basically saved the game for us, where he just get pressure and make Stafford throw the ball away twice, ultimately letting us win the game and advance to the NFC Championship, where we put our foot on the necks of a little brother. But that's neither here nor there. We beat them twice last season, but ever since that second loss, they've been chirping. Like literally, ever since they lost, ever since they lost that game, they've been talking about, oh, we should have won that game. We was the closest one to them. If this happened, we was supposed to be the ones going to the Super Bowl. They even went so far as to say if they would have made it to the Super Bowl, they would have beat the Chiefs. So we've been hearing a lot of back and forth from the Rams and the fans since we ended their season. I repeat, we ended their season. Um, but when we look at the scope of things, obviously they got dogs on the defensive line. Verse, he gonna be a young star. He is a young star, and he gonna be a problem for years to come. You also got Fisk on that line. You got I can't remember who the other two guys on that defensive line are, but as a unit, that defensive line is just full of dogs.
I think they
The
got
front,
somebody. Yeah, is it Young or
yeah,
something like
it's
that?
something like that. It's somebody else on that line that's a problem. They front four. Um,
Yeah, the whole D line. I was watching their highlights. I was like, God.
mhm. Yeah, they got some dogs out there. So obviously, last year their biggest thing was they couldn't stop the run, or they couldn't stop us from running, because they was too light. They linebackers was kind of small. Even though versus a dog, he can't do it all by himself. I think Fisk got hurt in that game.
Yeah, he did.
So that kind of that was in our favor, but ultimately, I think the biggest difference in that game just came down to the fact that they couldn't stop us from running the ball, and if you can't stop us from running, it's gonna be a long night for you. Um, the DBs, I think they got a DB out with the spoon. Obviously, we leave something to be desired offensively from the past game, but who knows? We could get all that fixed when we go to LA. Tell me your thoughts about the Rams and this matchup. How you feeling about it?
Basically what you just said. They got a good defensive line. Um, Probably can be had a little bit in the secondary. They secondary ain't weak, but I mean it's weaker than the defensive line. So uh, I think they like I think they're gonna be the best all around team we played so far. Offense and defense, special teams, probably one of the most well coached teams. Um, Best wide receiver duo we didn't win up with, especially when you pair that with Stafford. So we got our work cut out for us. Offense, they got Puka and they got Devontae Adams. So with us having Adoree out there on doggone Lord have mercy. I know it might have seemed like he got better last week, but hey, can we see it 2 weeks in a row?
If y'all
Um
if y'all didn't hear what he said Adoree. That's what we call Adoree Jackson. Adoree Jackson. Nah, just Adoree, not even Jackson.
but yeah, so um it's gonna be interesting to see what Fangio does from a defensive standpoint to try to slow down Puka because Puka been getting off this season.
Mhm.
Well, they do everything. He the the everything man, the can man, whatever you want to call him. He basically the way they kind of been using him kind of remind me almost like how San Fran used Debo, but he a better wide
Yeah,
receiver. But he a better wide receiver than Debo.
facts.
Um, so you gotta always be aware of Puka, and they got like two play. I was like, well, I'm looking at I need to go back and watch like the full games, but I'm looking at the highlights, and I know what play coming. They got two plays that they run to like Puka every time they like on third down and you see him go in motion, it's coming. So and they still was getting teams with it. I'm like, bro, they about to go to Puka right here. It's that same play. They was doing it last year. So it's gonna be interesting to see what we do to try to slow them down from an offensive standpoint. Which I think, of course, you got to get pressure on Stafford, and you got to because Stafford can have one of them games where he just flustered. Like he
Mhm.
start messing up early, Whatever reason that may be, usually you getting pressure on him or whatever, or he done threw a pick or something early. So we got to kind of try to get in his head early, and kind of like wreck the game. And from the offensive standpoint, with us like struggling a little bit throwing the ball, is gonna be interesting to see if this can be the game where we kind of put it together. But our offensive line gonna have to be on point. We cannot be allowing Jalen Hurts to be getting no pressure, because once that start happening, you got potential fumbles, interceptions, whatever, So we got to keep Hurts clean in that pocket, and he got to be taking care of the ball in this game. We don't want it to, and we definitely don't want it to be no shootout either.
Mm-mm.
So we definitely need our defense to be on point. I already know Sean McVay looking at the tape like, yeah,
Oh, he licking his chops right now.
we going right at number 8. So everybody else might not even get the ball unless 8 on you. That's what he telling them. Be prepared not to get the ball unless 8 on you. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, I think it'll be the best test we had so far. The first 2 games were kind of ideal. Um Season warm-ups. Now, as the season continue to go on, we're gonna start getting more and better competition, not only from their team standpoint, but just from they had 2 weeks film and play to get better or whatever. So it's gonna be a good game.
Shout out to K Chanel. Go Birds. E Money came through with a score prediction early. He said
God,
45-17. Woo!
boy, if that way.
Woo!
Hey, I look. If we beat the Rams for money, I don't know if you're still in here. If we beat the Rams 45-17, I cash app you $100.
Facts.
And remember, I said that.
Hey, it's recorded. Man, but when we think about this when I think about this matchup, I love facing quarterbacks like Stafford because we know he not super mobile. Now he will get out the pocket here and there, but he on the older side. He came into the season a little banged up with the back. We pretty much know what we get out of Stafford. Now, if you allow him to, he'll carve your defense up. But
Man,
if you can play some sound defense, typically what we play toward the back half of the game, um, he he gonna stand in that pocket and he gonna get
yeah,
hit
yeah, he gonna stand in
all
that
night.
pocket, and we gotta
He
hit him.
I can't wait. I can't wait. So I mean, I love when we don't have to worry about like a super mobile quarterback like a Mahomes. That kind of get out the pocket, but he not as mobile as he used to be before the injuries. When
But
you
once
talk
you get
about
to him, he can shed you and then get on through when he need to.
Stafford, not that though. Not
Exactly, I'm talking about
yeah,
that.
yeah. That gonna get off a tackle in a minute.
Yeah,
Especially if it's an arm tackle.
yeah.
Him,
Stafford going down.
Mahomes, Jaden Daniels will get out of there.
Old boy, from the Bucks, he'll get up out of there.
Mayfield, he'll get light.
Mayfield.
He'll get light.
Hey, I'll say this too. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how, cause so last year, by the time we played the Rams, we were just getting off with our front four. So this time it's still early in the season, and Fangio been, sending extra pressure. So it's gonna be interesting, because and then you do somebody like that against Stafford, you got to get there, because
You
he
gotta
go he
get
see that he see that blitz coming. He there replacing that with the ball. Hey, Puka right there,
he
whoever.
got he got 4 dogs that he can get the ball to quick.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we
They got
already
some.
know about Puka. They added Adams. They got
Mhm.
Tyler Higbee, and they got Tutu Atwell. So if we don't, like you said, if we don't get there, they gonna make us pay for that.
For sure. That's
So
why I said it's gonna be interesting, because
mhm,
if I so at this point, you saying this could be game 3, they could, what I'm saying, we could turn it on. Defense line could start getting in their bag. Everybody
mhm,
conditioned, everybody feeling good. They could start getting off. We do guys is Darius Smith now. He looking like he good. This will be another game under his belt, because that was just his first game. Also, I feel like Uche just being right there. If you look at him, I'm saying I seen he was like one of the highest graded something again this week. That was like 2 weeks in a
mhm.
row. He just got to get home. So I think it's only a little bit of time. before our defensive line just started getting off. But will it be this game? Will Fangio still have to send pressure or whatever? So it's gonna be interesting to see Fangio game plan, like I said, because we not to the point where we just getting off with our front four right now. So we might have to sacrifice somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Now that's somebody less in the out in the secondary. So it's gonna be interesting from that standpoint. Like you said, you give Stafford the opportunity, he'll carve you up like a turkey.
All
And,
cuts.
and not to mention the way we put boots on them last year, they gonna pull everything out they can to win that game. We just gotta at every turn they looking to take over the game. We gotta put doubt in their mind. Dang, we still
Mhm.
can't beat these boys. Dang, we still can't stop the run. Dang, we turning the ball up. Like we gotta go out there and create turnovers. And we gotta go out there and run the ball down their throat. We can't allow them to stop the run because we allow them to stop the run. That's gonna give them confidence. And they already tried to make it seem last year like, yeah, we pretty much were stopping the run. I saw them big run play. Bro, shut up. But anyway, so we just got to go out there and run the ball down their throat. That's what we really got to do. We want to open that pass game up, the offense, because I feel like the reason why offense, I feel like the reason why our run game haven't been getting off is because of us. It ain't. I feel like it wasn't nothing really Dallas was doing. I don't feel like nothing really Kansas City was doing. I feel like it was our offensive line just not clicking yet. Game three, um, I feel like there'll be more in their bag, and we got to run it down the Rams' throat. And I was looking at some highlights too. The Rams right tackle, I don't know. He looking like he might could be had. I seen
No, it
him.
ain't. It ain't sweet meat in the village, is it?
I mean, it just seemed like a little chink in the armor. We'll see. I know Nolan mostly be on that side. We'll see what Nolan do with him, but just keep an eye out for that as well. No, I said something about it. Keep an eye
Yeah.
on their right tackle, see what Nolan do with him. But
Shout out
um,
to K Chanel. Said I trust Fangio is gonna dial it up to match their offense. Yeah, that's the key. The key to that one and our
it's
whole
execution.
season. Yeah, because I mean, if you look at the 2 games that Fangio has called, he can call some masterful games already. It's just about were they was always in a position to succeed, but not necessarily executing at a high level. But the times that we was able to execute, we look like a top 10 unit.
Yeah, I ain't see my thing with this game ain't necessarily Fangio. Is are we gonna be able to execute? Because last year we didn't have a Slay wasn't a weakness on the opposite side of Quinion like Adoree is, and Quinion wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Last year it was like, all right, after we got um what's his name off the field? What's his name?
Avante Maddox.
Yeah, once we got Vontae Maddox out the field and put Coop out there, it wasn't really no weakness in the secondary. You know what I'm saying? If you got some, you got some, but you wasn't gonna consistently get there. With Adoree Jackson out there, you can pretty much consistently get some. You can either consistently get a pass or you can get in consistently get like a pass interference. So that's why I'm saying it's gonna be interesting to see what we do from a defensive standpoint, because it ain't no doubt in my mind that Fangio will have a good game plan, but the guys gotta execute it. You feel me?
Mhm.
So it'll be interesting. To see how this game go. Really on both sides of the ball. Like I said, I
So
feel like this the best all around team that we played so far. So we gonna I don't necessarily feel like it's a because I seen somebody was like, "Oh, y'all to see what y'all made of out of when y'all play Rams." I don't think that's necessarily true, but I do think they the best. Um, I do think they the best team that we play all around so far.
our first 4 games are gonna set the tone for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So we come out the gate playing a division rival in the Cowboys. They know us, we know them. Dak healthy, so they got a chance to at least make something shake offensively, and that's what they did. We still held them to 20 points. Then we come out against Kansas City. We already know what they gonna do. Hold them to 17 points. Now we got the Rams who got something to say about last year, and we got the Bucks who seemingly have our number on a yearly basis. So I think these first 4 games are gonna shape just like they did last year. The first 4 games are gonna pretty much shape what the rest of the season gonna look like. Either we gonna have to lick our wounds after these next 2 games and regroup, or it's gonna be just like the first 2 games of the season where, yeah, we didn't quite look how we wanted to, but you could see the progress. We still getting better. while getting a win. And if we come out of it 4-0, oh, you can already book it.
Oh
You
yeah,
can book
yeah,
it
yeah. We come out the first 4 games 4-0. Yeah, it's a wrap. Um,
because that's the worst. This the worst we ever gonna be.
You gotta thing about beating the Eagles is you gotta catch us early. You gotta catch us early before we make our adjustments because usually we start off slow. Now, not necessarily slow as in losing, but we usually start off slow as in production wise.
Mhm.
But if we can win, like we've been saying the last few weeks, if we can win while trying to figure it out, until we figure it out, we'll be straight.
I think we broke the Chiefs. Think about it. Every time we played them last year wasn't the same. I think I don't know if we necessarily broke them, but I do think it's a little bit of we might just had a number. Cuz when you think about even going back to the very first time we played them with this team that we have now, um that was a shootout. So we got that game, regular season game. Then we play them in 22 in the Super Bowl. We go toe to toe with them, even though we lost that game. We could have easily won that game. Then we go to 23 the year after the Super Bowl, beat them in Kansas City again. Fast forward to obviously the Super Bowl. We beat the dog draws off of them. So it's like
Mm,
we kind of got their number. And after all of that, after us beating them time and time again, or at least playing them the best out of anybody else in the league, uh at the worst part of I see the worst time in the season to face a team like the Chiefs, we come out and we still beat them and hold them to 17 points. So at this point, it's psychological. They
yeah,
probably wonder if they can beat us at this point because even when they beat us, it ain't like they beating us bad. They just winning the game. So we might mess it. We might be their rivals right
yeah.
now.
They might not. I wouldn't necessarily say we broke them, but like if they they'll be broken if they continue to lose. Like if they go 0-3, 0-4. Now, you know what I'm saying, losing to other teams, because it's kind of like you lost to the team that beat the brakes off you in the Super Bowl. We already know they better than us. Like that's a psychological thing. But if you even continue to lose to other teams and you starting the season off worse than you ever did, now they'll be broken. But as of right
Mhm.
now, nah, they still got a chance. And I'm looking at their schedule. I was like, nah, they still got it. Like if they, I'll say like they'd be broken if like they miss the playoffs. And by what I see from their schedule, they should still be able to make the playoffs. And once they get to the playoffs, I mean, it's like a new season. All you got to do is win one game at a time. So,
Now, if they
um,
lose to the Giants, they might be broken.
yeah, 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 for sure. That's what. Yeah, they do play
That's
the.
their
Yeah,
next game
yeah, they ain't losing. They ain't losing to the Giants. They ain't
on
lose. If they
Sunday.
lose to, uh
I think it might be on Sunday Night Football too.
oh shoot. Yeah, yeah, they ain't gonna lose to the Giants though. We did see that little performance out of the Giants, but that's probably all Russ had for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and plus that was the Cowboys.
Yeah, yeah,
We been knew that Diggs was barbecue chicken.
yeah. You this what's his name? What's that defensive coordinator?
Eberflus.
No, I'm talking
Oh, you talking
about
about the Chiefs?
yeah,
Spagnolo.
Spag. Yeah, so Spaz about to put that Giants defense in the blender. They Giants ain't winning that game.
Yeah, I mean they played good, but that's family business, Casey. Now when it comes to division opponents, you can't even though we used to seeing the Giants get beat up on. At the end of the day, that's a division game, so you just never know what you're gonna get out of it. That's probably the hardest games that you're gonna face the whole year is a division games. You got to play each team twice. So
Yeah, that's why we used to
I
always back in the day. You used to always see as good as Tom Brady and the Patriots was, they would catch some L's to the Dolphins.
to the Jets, yeah, the Dolphins or the Jets.
Hmm.
Um, but I would be hard pressed to say that they scored 37 points again this year. Now it could happen, but I'd be shocked to see it. But speaking of back on our defense, Jordan Davis been playing some good ball. Now, if y'all remember, you might have missed it, but we call him as one of our a breakout season for Jordan Davis. So he come into the season light, looking like a edge rusher damn near. But when you go back and look at the tape, bro been balling. And then I think if Jaden Carter would have came with his A game at the beginning of the season, we could be looking at a top unit already,
Mhm.
up front. So as Jalen Carter because he looked a little out of shape,
Yeah.
he was winded, but we already know what we're getting out of JC. So at the end of the day, I think that's probably one of our biggest keys defensively is those two playing in tandem and playing off of each other because you can't double team both of them. So whichever one that you leave by himself, the other one got to get off.
Yeah, and they talking about he's still trying to recover from a shoulder injury or something like that.
Hmm.
So um, once he round in the shape, we'll be straight. Hopefully, he got this game under his belt now. So hopefully we gonna need him for this Rams game for sure.
Yeah, we need the whole defensive line for this Rams game because we already know that they get the ball. Stafford get that ball out his hand quick, so we need that pressure up front, and we need that pressure in the middle specifically. But if we can get to him, we already know he ain't going nowhere.
Hey, let me ask you something. Going into the Rams game, we saw what we just saw from Adoree Jackson game
Hmm.
2 against Kansas City. How you feeling about Adoree Jackson? Do you feel like, all right, yeah, we could just see what he got one more game. If he mess up this game, he out. Until he basically, do you want to keep giving him chances until you feel like he cost us a game or a big something big, or do you want to or you feel like bro, just put somebody else out there? All right, what you feel
I'm
about
not
it?
to that point yet. Obviously, I ain't gonna lie, I was scared when I seen what I seen against the Bengals. But now that we done been in the season, he looked bad in week 1. I can't lie about that.
You mean
But
against the Cowboys?
no, I'm talking about preseason when we played the
Oh,
Bengals.
yeah.
Um, I was scared because I mean that was a precursor. But we get into week 1 and it's more the same. He looked bad out there. But I can say it seemed like I don't know if I can even say he got better, but I don't think it was a situation where he cost us. Obviously, he hadn't cost us a game yet. So I still lean toward keeping him in for now. He's still a vet. He's seen a lot of football. Can we do better? Yeah. Um, I I would lean on keeping him in for the meantime, just because he been with us all camp. Um, who knows what Bennett he every week he getting more and more acclimated to the system. But right now, if Vic trusts him, we gotta trust him.
Bullshit.
Oh, Adoree.
Nah, yeah. Like I feel like they said when we talked about this last week when they said Fangio said he was starting again for the Colts game, and in my mind it kind of felt like all right, he go out here and stank it up again against the Colts, he probably could get benched or whatever, and he didn't. So um,
And then the Cowboys or the
I
Chiefs?
I'm I'm saying he started in the Cowboy game, and then when they said
Oh
he was
yeah,
gonna start for the Chiefs game again, I was like, if he go out here and stink it up again, I say it kind of felt like they was giving him another opportunity because
yeah.
if he go out there and stink it up again, it's like, all right, this might be it for you. Um, but he didn't, so it's kind of like, all right, he's still in that phase where like, all right, we still seeing if you gonna get better or do we need to put Jacory and Bennett in? So I still want to put Jacory and Bennett in, but I ain't opposed to him being out there starting either. So I'm with either one. So if, like you said, if Fangio still want to go with him for whatever reason, because he know what's going on with everybody in that defensive back room, um, he know what we don't know. I ain't tripping. But if he go out there and like be stinking it up, and I'm like, hey, all right, Fangio, hey, might be time for him to stub his toe.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'm good. I'm good, right? I'm good with whatever Fangio got going.
I'm
Until I ain't.
also. I know it's not. I mean, obviously, we still with him out there. We've been able to hold teams to 17 and 20 points. So, like I said, I don't think he cost us a whole lot yet. We have benefited for some drops on the other side, with whether it be CD or Kelsey or the Thornton or whatever his name was. Um, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna apologize for that, because in any good season, you're gonna need a little luck anyway. So I take whatever I can get when I can get it. So we'll see. We'll see. This gonna be a test though. This right here is probably this is probably the biggest test so far this year. Going up against Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams and Tyler Higbee and Tutu Atwell, because that group, like you said, they gonna
Two
target him.
two.
They gonna target him early and often. Whenever they see 8, that's what they throwing the ball to. So this gonna be his chance to kind of redeem himself. If he come out and have a good game, and what the question is, what is a good game for Adoree Jackson realistically? What would you consider a good game for Adoree Jackson?
Um, a good, like, I ain't saying that he can't go out there and not give up nothing, because that's
Yeah,
impossible to ask of somebody. But you can't consistently be giving up third down
yeah,
conversions, or they can't be going for it on fourth down and they feel like, well, we go to Dory, we isolated Dory Jackson, we got something. Like, they can't consistently be picking on you and it's working. You know what I'm saying? Because it
yeah,
was nobody they could just pick out last year and be like, all right, we going at this. We know we go for it right here. We at least got, it might not work, but we got somebody we know we want to go at. Now,
mhm,
because they gonna do that. And when they do it, you gotta be able to, all right, there ain't nothing going over here. If you can't do, like, all right, you give up like one time or something like that, but if they consistently like just picking on you and it's working, nah.
yeah. My thing gonna be, if he can stay in position, obviously, like you said, you're not gonna be able to make every play. But as long as you're not out of position, as long as you not every time we look up, we see you trailing, as long as you still able to come up and make tackles, I'm cool with it. Cause at the end of the day, this the NFL. Players gonna make plays on you, but I need you to not be the reason why we lose the game. If we if it's a game that we lose, I need you not to be it.
I agree with you.
But another thing that I want to talk about, I'm loving what I'm seeing from the young guys. So when we talk about Jahad Campbell, when we talk about Makuba, we saw some good things. Obviously, Makuba made the game winning interception. Uh, he came downhill on a big third down. Uh, he also got a sack. He shared a sack with Zadarius Smith. So tell me how you feel about the young guys who getting some burn early in the season.
Man, hey, Andrew McCoubar out there trying to make us forget that we were saying that, because anytime we get like, especially going off of last year. Last year we had Cooper and Quinion, so we like, shoot, somebody gonna be defensive rookie of the year or something. So now we got Jahai Campbell and McCoubar, and if you was to ask like who was going to be the best player first or making the most plays first, it was going to be Jahai Campbell. And Jahai Campbell has made a bunch of plays, especially in that Dallas game. He broke that pass up that was trying to hit to the tight end down the middle. But Andrew McCoubar, like, he just always around the ball. He always around he always in position. He always around the ball. So you can already tell like good things gonna happen with him. Like, cause he always gonna be somewhere around the ball. And if you always somewhere around the ball, like a ball gonna pop up, somebody gonna fumble, you gonna be there, Johnny, on the spot, or a tackle gonna be needed and you gonna be there to make it. So it looked like it's going. As long as he can stay healthy, it look like it's going to be a good season for Makuba, and we might end up seeing more out of him than we see from Jahai Campbell. But I don't know. We don't know. It's so much football left to be played. Like, so many plays left to be made. It's just like Jahai. He in a position where, like, a linebacker, you rack up tackles, sacks. all type of stuff. So it's gonna be interesting. Iron sharpen iron, iron sharpen iron. So I know them boys gonna be competing from a good standpoint as well. So I like what I'm seeing out of all the young boys. Really, well those two. I'm trying to think. We got anybody else young that I've been looking at? Who else out there?
From a young standpoint, I mean that they the youngest, so it's
Yeah, I
and you
mean like
already know we
as
already
far
got
as just
old
getting
head, huh?
I said, yeah. I mean, as far as like getting some playing time, I can only think of those two.
Yeah.
As far as like Rooks or something like that, but yeah, I like what I'm seeing out of from both of them, Makuba and Jahai Campbell. They can be real difference makers this year, and as we seen like last year as the season went on, Quinyon and Coop got better, so um these boys gonna do the same. As you get play more football and get acclimated to the speed of the game and the NFL and what Fangio asking for you out of the defense and playing with the guys beside you, we gonna continue to see these guys get better, and we'll probably be in a position where we'll see N'Kobe Dean come back and be, somebody who, in case somebody went down, he can go in or whatever role Fangio gonna have him playing. So, as good as this defense, kind of looking right now, it's just gonna get better.
How crazy is it that for the second year in a row, our first two draft picks starting, and not only starting, like being key contributors to winning football? That don't happen.
Nah.
It's hard to get one bona fide starter like year one. We
Mm-hmm.
got four, two
Yep.
years. That's crazy. So when we look at what could happen, what does a Eagles victory look like to you? How you see it shaking now? What's gonna have to happen for us to win this game?
Man, like I said, we're gonna have to get pressure on Stafford for sure. You can now allow Stafford to sit back there in that pocket and just do what he want to do. So we definitely gonna have to get pressure on Stafford. Whether that be manufactured pressure or Fangio, I mean, or the front four just getting off. So key number one is getting pressure on Stafford. Now, secondary. We get we it's week 3, secondary and D line. Y'all got to start working hand in hand. Y'all got to cover y'all guy. Get D line time to get home, and vice versa. D line, you got to get home, so them guys ain't got to cover all day. Um, so from a defensive standpoint, that's what we got to do. They main guy they want to get the ball is Puka, Devontae Adams, him and Stafford developing more chemistry as the weeks go on. So you want to start them guys. And then from an offensive standpoint, we gotta establish the run. We gotta establish the run because that's what they're gonna be. I already know if you listen to a lot of them guys talk, but if you listen to like Sean McVay talk and how he just, I don't even want to talk about it. It pisses me off, but I don't really. We got to beat the Rams, but anyway. But if you listen to him talk, you already know his mindset going into this game is, and not that it would be any different for any other quarterback because you never want nobody to establish the run game, but they always feel some type of way about Hurts, like he can't get it done with his arm. So he's gonna go into the game and try to shut down Saquon. But we gotta establish the run. Gotta establish the run game. Like offensive line, we need you to be on point because if you go back and look at the tape, go back and look at the film, highlights, whatever, you can see it. On offensive line just haven't been clicking together. I don't feel like Dickerson. Well, we know Dickerson not 100%, and it's been affecting his game. So if you go look at it, you
Hmm.
can tell. So the offensive line haven't been on the same page. But when you got Jeff Stoutland, he'll clean that up. So we got to establish the run game. That's number one. That's gonna open up the pass game. I don't know if how long Dallas Goedert supposed to be out. Is he coming back for this
He
game?
might be back. He might be back.
This could be a
It's
good
not
game
a
to see.
hundred. It's not 100%, but it's leaning toward him coming. Good sign is that he did travel with the team.
Yeah, so this would be a good game to have Dallas Goedert for sure, especially with them having a good defensive line. We're gonna need Dallas Goedert blocking ability, and we're gonna need his ability to run routes and get open. That could be another viable threat for Jalen in the pass game. That's somebody he comfortable going to. Um, so you know, establish the run game. Block. We need an offensive line. Y'all got to give Hurts time in the pocket. Got to give him time in the pocket. You cannot allow this young defensive line of the Rams to be putting pressure on Jalen. um. Uh. What I say, establish the run, offensive line. We need you to hold up, and then Jalen, we need you to take care of the ball. I don't know if the offensive line gonna be able to hold up, but if you got pressure coming, hey man, just don't try to make nothing crazy happen. Hold on to that ball because they're gonna be looking to strip you. You might have to take a couple sacks, throw the ball away if you can throw the ball away. Just take care of the ball, be smart with the ball, and that's like the keys of it. Feed the tight end. I always say run, establish the run game, feed the tight end, feed wide receiver 3, and that's gonna open up everything else. If you can get those 3 things involved in the game offensively, I feel like it'll open up everything else. And I say this. Kevin Patullo, hey man, bro, don't be calling no predictable plays, man. Don't be running no predictable plays and bad pass concepts. Because the routes that the guys been running so far, bro, they've been either easy to cover or easy to predict. We can't have teams being able to know if we running the passing based on how we lining up. So KP, get it together.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. It's real simple. Establish the run, stop the run. We do them two things. That's gonna open up everything else for this team to be successful. But we keep it real on this show. So what what would be a path to victory for the Rams?
Should get pressure on, stop the run and get pressure on Jalen. If you can get consistent pressure on the quarterback and stop Saquon, and that's for any team. That's why how you think we beat Kansas City. But if they could get consistent pressure on Jalen and stop Saquon or bottle him up for less than probably like 80 yards, um, yeah, it'll be a tough game. And then if what I've been saying the whole stream, I'm going at Adoree Jackson the whole game. The whole game, you got to prove to me that this man gonna be able to stop. I probably wouldn't even be. I'm only looking at the other wide receiver, the other guys to make y'all think that I ain't going to whoever Adoree Jackson cover. I'm talking about they gonna be talking about it in the media. He threw eight straight passes at Adoree Jackson, like that type stuff. Like I'm telling you, I'm coming for him. And we only switching it up every now and then just to keep you honest. Throw to
Mm,
somebody else.
I
But
defer.
but yeah, I mean, honestly though, if I'm them and I got Stafford and I got Puka and Devontae Adams, I'm coming. Why is I'm throwing at Quinyon Mitchell? I'm throwing at Adoree Jackson. So that's what I would do. They need to establish the run game. Of course, they don't want us to pin our ears back and be able to come at Stafford. So, they want to establish the run game and attack Adoree Jackson in the pass game, and preferably with the type of defensive line that they got, they want to establish the lead as early as possible. If
Hmm.
they can establish the lead early as possible, and I mean like probably like 10 points or more, like 2 touchdowns probably. If they can get like a 14, 13, 14 point lead, and they defensive line can start getting off. If you already shutting our run game down, then we feel like, dang, they already up 2 scores. Now we trying to pass when we probably should still be trying to run the ball. You get us out of character. That's their path to victory because now your young defensive line can pan their ears back and wreak havoc and disrupt a lot of plays. So that's their path to victory.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. Just go at 8 and see what happens. Go at 8 and see what happens. But
Yeah, I'm living and dying on what Adoree Jackson.
yeah,
That's our game plan. We living and die like this guy gotta stop us. How they be saying
either
like, hey, they be saying, well, we're gonna start the run game. Jalen gotta beat us. Well,
yeah.
that's what. Hey, look, Adoree Jackson got to stop us. That's our game plan.
Blue Pill says, I'm working as soon as we win. Go Birds. Go Birds. Hey,
Hey,
that threw me off. Hey, but go Birds though. But nah, what give me your impact player. Who you see making the biggest splash in this game? And if they do, we gonna win.
let's see. Offensively, last week I went AJ. This week I'm gonna go. This week I'm gonna go. I want to say Smitty, but I'm gonna go Smitty on offense. If Dallas Goedert is playing, I would say Dallas Goedert, but I'm gonna go Smitty on offense. Defense, I'm gonna go. We're gonna need a defensive line. I'm gonna go Nolan Smith. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
them are
go
solid
Nolan
too.
Smith and Smitty.
I'm gonna have to go Hurts again because his decision making kept us in the game again. So his ability to not get a ball to the other team is something that's not really um spoken on a lot. He barely threw for over 100 yards, but he ain't get a ball up. Guess who did? Pat Mahomes. And did that not cost them the game? Yes, it did. Even though you can't really blame that interception on him per se, um, at the end of the day, that one turnover was the difference in the game. So on offense, it hurts for me. Defensively, I would say it's Jalen Carter. If he can get back to the Carter that we know and love, another week of playing and hopefully getting his win up through a week of practice, I say Jalen Carter will probably be the biggest factor on defense because he can wreck the game. He literally can wreck this game. Him and Jordan Davis up front. So if he and we already know he likes slamming Stafford on his neck. He do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So why not come out and do it this game? Blue Pill said, imagine if our new pass rusher Smith had a 3-sack game. It's possible
Yeah, I hope
because
you do. I hope you do.
because if my impact player in Jalen Carter getting off, they're gonna have to double team him. And once one player is bona fide double team, everybody else got to get off. So Zadarius Smith, he played way more than I thought he would, and he
Yeah,
made
me
a
too.
big he made a much bigger impact than I thought he would in game one. So hopefully he can build upon what the success that he had last week, and maybe he do get 3 sacks.
Yeah, it seemed like he'll be a good personality for the locker room as well. He seemed like he get along with the guys well. So
Yeah.
once you start gelling with the guys and y'all learning how to play off of each other well, it's only gonna get better for the defensive line. Like the better everybody else around Jalen Carter, the better Jalen Carter gonna be. We already know what he gonna be, but if everybody else getting off, that's gonna open it up for him because they like, dang, we can't double Jalen Carter because these guys gonna get off. Then you know what Jalen gonna do? So
Mm-hmm. Especially from what we seeing from Jordan Davis.
it's time,
And then
fool.
it's time. It's time. So um obviously I already know your answer, but give me the prediction. How this gonna turn out?
Eagles a lot to a little bit, but nah, on the real, I think it'll be just like last week. I said I thought it was gonna be a close game because the circumstances, the way we beat them in the way we beat Kansas City in the Super Bowl, the way I mean they went 0-1. So now you get ready to go up go up against a team that you don't want to be. You don't want to go 0-2 on your season, and you don't want to lose to the team that just beat you in the Super Bowl. So I knew it was gonna be a tough, close, and hard fought game. I think this game will be another close game for some of those same reasons. We sent them boys home last year. We beat them last year before we beat them in the regular season. We sent them home in the postseason. And then they tried to ban the Tush push during the doggone off season. It's like ain't nothing going their way, so they wanted to come out there and take. They want to come out there and I firmly believe a lot of these coaches feel some type of way about Jalen because if you if you listen to them in certain settings, they kind of just letting you know like yeah we don't really like believe in Jalen like that as like a quarterback. Like he can win some games, but he ain't really like good. Like he give me them type vibes, like him, Sean Payton, and a couple of them guys. Like you hear them talking about the Eagles and stuff like that. They just give you them type vibes. So I know they just feeling some type of way off of that. That's another reason why I know they're gonna come out there and try to stop Saquon. So um we just got to go out there and do what we need to do. But I do think for those reasons it'll be a it'll be a tough game. They gonna come out there and try their best. I feel like they was talking about us in camp. Well, yeah, we
Mhm.
already practicing to stop the QB sneak. We already doing this because this is what their Eagles do. So we practicing to do this. So by the time we get like they was doing that in like training camp. OTAs and stuff like they was preparing for the Eagles, so we can go out there and beat these boys week 3. It's gonna be like, dang, we did all that. We didn't win out because every move they made was based on beating the Eagles. It was like doggone uh back when Golden State and LeBron James was going at it. Every move you make is come to beat that team the next year or whatever. So if we can go out there and beat them boys, we see them again after that, like the playoffs or something is over, we'll be in their head. But they gonna do everything they can to try to win this game. I think we ended up winning in a close game. It's gonna, yeah, this is gonna be an interesting game. It's gonna be because it's only week 3, so we could be a totally different team than we've been
It
the
will
first
be.
2 weeks, and they can too. So adjustments. So it's gonna be an interesting game, man. But I got us winning the close game. Probably go down to the end. It's probably gonna go down to the wire. Right down to the wire. Yeah, so I say we win a close game, they go down to like the last second type game.
Hey man, I take a Birds win. I got us winning. I would say give me 10. Birds by 10. But before we get out of here, if we do manage to beat this team, we own the Rams.
Oh yeah, yeah. We beat them just because we've been beating them. I don't remember the last time we got beat by the Rams.
I remember one time they beat the dog draws of us.
I
Uh,
remember that, but I
but other
remember
than
that, but
that,
that was so
no.
long ago. That was like 2018, I think.
Hmm.
I think that was a 2018 season. When
It
Foles
might not have
started.
even been then. It might have been after that, like in between. It might have been like 19, because I feel like we
Might
beat.
have been. It was one of them. It was 18 or
Yeah.
19.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was one of them seasons. I think it was that same season that I was talking about the other day when I said we was winning games we wasn't supposed to win. Like I think we had win and beat like Houston, and the other team might have been well, not when the Rams because we got beat by them, but I think that was the year we got beat bad by. I think Dallas might have beat us that year, crazy or somebody, but yeah, and just to say that this how I go, and this is probably why I'm not mad when like we be down in the game, or maybe even if we lose a game sometimes. But I go into every game thinking like we could possibly lose this game. Like I know a lot of fans be looking at like our roster. They be like, "Oh, we got sick. We ain't no way we should be losing no games." But like to me, that's unrealistic. Like we gonna lose a game. Like now, sometimes it might make you mad, like how you lost the game. That more than anything might get me. But
Week
like
2
just
against the
just like
Falcons.
just like lose, yeah, just like losing the game though. Like I don't think we're going 17-0. So I'm not gonna be out here crashing out because doggone we lost. But I don't think we lose to. And I'm not even talking about the Rams. I just mean in general.
in general.
But
Yeah,
yeah, so I think we go 3-0. We win this
yeah,
game, we go 3-0.
yeah. Blue pill. We good on the defense. I ain't worried about the defense.
Especially
Like
when you say excluding the
yeah,
quarterback too.
that's the
Yeah,
only
that's the only
question.
thing we worried about.
You took out the common denominator with that one, but yeah, that's all I really had on that one. You got any final thoughts about these boys before we go and put the kibosh on them?
Yeah, we gotta win by any means necessary. I don't care
Any
how this
means
game. I don't care how this game look. As long as we come out of here with, I want to come out of this game healthy, and I want to come out here with a W, and then we can build off that just like we built off the first 2 weeks and get ready to play. Who we play? The Bucks after that.
the Bucks,
Yeah, so
the
get
Bucks.
ready, and then we get ready to play the Bucks. Ooh, are we playing? We gotta be. Are we on the? Yeah, we in LA, right? So we gotta be playing the Bucks at home in Philly.
This the third. Nah, I think
Dang,
we
we got
gotta
three.
go. I
We
think
got
it's
three
three.
road games.
I think so. Hey,
Dang.
chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we go on the road 3 weeks in a row or no?
Dang. I ain't catch that one. Let me look
I
that up.
didn't. I never even looked. I never even looked to see because
I
I
look,
know they said we didn't have no back to back home games, but
yeah, I knew we didn't have no back to back
I
home
never
games, and I
saw.
knew we had I knew we had back to back road games, but I ain't think we had three of them jokers. We might do. I wouldn't put it past them. Let me see.
Oh
Nah,
yeah, we
Rams.
played the Rams in Philly. So oh
I was just
yeah,
about to say that we
yeah.
play the Rams in Philly. Oh, they got to
Shout
come to
out to
Philly.
Kitchen. It's a wrap.
Oh, we putting boots on them.
It's a wrap. You heard it
We
here
putting
first.
boots on them.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, I was a little bit concerned. I fooled y'all. I thought we had to go on the road the whole time. I ain't even gonna lie. I thought we was going to LA. But we play the Rams at home. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll play the Rams at home and then play the Bucks on the road. And then play the yeah. 3-0,
Mhm.
baby.
Well, there
Three and
you have
zero.
it. We got a dub on this one. Um, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe,
Why we
share
keep
it
having to play the Bucks in Tampa?
every year.
I don't remember the last time they came to Philly.
Me
When the
neither.
last time the Bucks came? We keep
It had
playing
to
them in.
be it had to be in the playoffs in 2023. I think 23 was the last time
Yeah,
they came to Philly.
yeah, that might have been. But in the regular season, we on the. It's always in doggone. It's always in Tampa, but it is what it is.
Yeah, make
We gonna
sure
go out
make
there
sure
and get
y'all subscribe to the channel. We appreciate the conversation. We'll be right back. We live streaming the game on Thursday. I think it's the Bills and the Jets. And then, after that, we here all Sunday. So make sure y'all tap in and stay plugged into the channel. We appreciate y'all, but we gotta leave you with a go birds.
Go Birds.